All right, hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because today we're talking about ULTY, which is the Yieldmax Ultra Option Income Strategy ETF. That is a handful right there with a 120% dividend. The reason we're talking about the stock is because it has fallen from a high of about $18.62 to $14.62, a 4% share drop and roughly a 20% drop in the current share price. The reason why we're going to get into this video, so if you're a holder of ULTY, I want to explain to you the reason being why the stock has dropped so much. I have a bunch of their underlying holdings. We're going to go over that. Hopefully with this video, you guys are going to determine for yourselves whether or not you think ULTY is a buy. And I'll kind of share you my opinion on whether I think ULTY is a buy or not in this video. Obviously judged by the underlying holdings. So if you do stick around to the end, you are going to determine that. So let's do it together. So if you guys do enjoy this video, I just realized I don't even have my YouTube channel up as I normally do. So if you guys do enjoy this video, please do remember to subscribe. I can't tell you how many subscribers we're at because you know what? We don't even have it loaded, but that's okay. We're talking about ULTY today. So let's get right into it. So with a 120% dividend and with actually a new dividend distribution coming up, it looks like it was declared on the 16th and it was $1.41, up roughly about 35 cents from the previous dividend. But you could see that the share price has not reflected anything positive. Going to the max history on roughly about February 29th when they went into inception here, you could see that they've been almost straight down. And roughly that's about a month or so, or about 2 months. It's nothing crazy. You could see March to April, perfect, all the way to where we are today. The stock has been going down. And the reason for that is because ULTY doesn't invest in one stock. It invests in roughly about, 15 to 30 different securities, if I could find that somewhere here. 15 to 30 underlying securities, primarily based on such securities' implied volatility levels. And it says ULTY's portfolio will determine whether one or more of its cover call strategies should be increased, decreased, or eliminated. Basically saying they're holding 15 to 30 underlying stocks, and they're basically hoping that these stocks appreciate in order for the stock ULTY, the ETF, to appreciate as well. But the thing is, most of what they purchased has not appreciated, and that's the reason why the share price is suffering. So ULTY, we'll go to the max chart history here. It's only been about 2 months. We're looking at a bunch of their holdings, and I have all their holdings listed here. You see, these are the ticker symbols, BHVN. They have Coinbase. They have Carvana, CVNA. They have ENPH. And where you guys can also find this is just on their website here by going to download holdings right here, this kind of highlighted thing here. So what I did was I put a majority of their holdings up in Yahoo Finance so we could see the price charts of these stocks. And you can see, for example, Biohaven, there's no strategic plan when buying these stocks. All they're looking for is stocks with big volatility levels that are going to give you big dividends, but it's very difficult to determine whether this is really good for the company or not, because when looking at these companies, they're companies with huge run-ups over the past 6 months. You're looking at Coinbase is one of them. Biohaven's one of them. Carvana, let's see how Carvana did. Carvana also a 100% run up in the past 6 months. I'm going to random companies. We have Roots as well, which had a huge run up in only the past 6 months. You're talking over 500% returns. And I think the real reason why ULTY is suffering right now is because Yieldmax is picking stocks that have had fantastic run ups and that are currently at their peak. They're stocks with a lot of hype. And sure, I understand they're looking for volatility. This is what their ETF kind of preaches here, implied volatility. They want stocks that are going to move. But you know what? A lot of these stocks are now moving to the downside because they've had such massive run-ups. People are getting excited about them. People are buying in, and people are selling the stocks at which they bought at great prices. And we see this for almost all of these funds. Once again, EYPT, just a random one, iPoint, jumped almost 200 to 300% since the last 6 months. And you could see a lot of these stocks going to the 1 month calendar have been on the decline. Coinbase as well, 1 month calendar, been on the decline. It was up to 280, now it's 225. Go to Carvana as well. I'm just going in order here. There's nothing crazy for me to do. I'll jump to Wayfair. In the past 6 months, it's been roughly flat, but over the past month, it's a recurring trend that a lot of the holdings in the ULTY ETF are going down. Yieldmax is looking for a cover call strategy. That's what they suggest right here. They're doing a cover call strategy on 15 to 30 underlying securities. They're looking for securities with lots of volatility, lots of movement. They're finding that, but what they're doing is they're catching them at their peak points, which I don't like. I'd really love to buy some ULTY. It's generally diversified, quote unquote, because it does hold a bunch of underlying holdings, but if the overall market goes down, which in the past month you could see, it went from a high of roughly about 40,000. It was $39,800. It dropped about 2,000 points. Well, all the underlying stocks dropped as well. The one thing I do say, I do think the market's going to have a bit of a recovery here. You can see it dropped a bit, but I do think we're going to push back to these levels. And so it's kind of making me iffy on whether I want to take a chance and buy ULTY or not. I do believe that at a current price point of about $14.60 for ULTY, you're buying it at a discount 100%. Most likely people bought it here at $18.31, and I wish I can go to my YouTube channel, but I cannot. So if just kind of comment down below what price you bought ULTY at, and that'll obviously bring a lot of clarity to the people who bought ULTY on this channel. Help each other out. But I do think at $14.60, it could potentially be a good buy, but you have to watch these underlying stocks. Are they going to go down? Is the overall market going to continue to trend down as it's been doing, or is it going to catch this blip and trend upwards now? If you think the market is going to trend up, I would look into potentially buying more ULTY. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not take this as financial advice, but I'd be looking to buy more ULTY if you think the market is going to recover. If you think it's going to go down, I would stay away. Don't touch it with a 10-foot pole, because then obviously ULTY is just going to continue to fall. But it really all depends on these underlying companies. The one thing that is going well for the stock now is that all the companies are at low valuations compared to what their high was a month ago. So you could say there could be a potential rebound in ULTY if these underlying companies and the people investing in them boost the stocks back up again. I personally think that there might be a little bit of a rebound in ULTY share price, but it all depends on the underlying. I don't know all these companies individually. I'm only looking at their current stock prices, and Yieldmax is currently buying them because the volatility is so high in them. And that is really what ULTY is, taking advantage of volatility within popular stocks, or really a lot of moving stocks. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please do remember to subscribe. Of course, we don't have our YouTube channel up today, but we did do a video on ULTY, kind of giving you my opinion on whether you should look to potentially buy more if you think ULTY is going to trend up. If the market is going to trend up, then I would buy ULTY. If you think it's going to potentially trend back down, or you think the underlying companies aren't going to recover, then I would not suggest buying ULTY. My opinion currently, it's a 50-50. I'm not sure where it's going to go from here, but I'll keep you further updated if I buy anything with ULTY. So if you guys did enjoy this video, subscribe, stick around, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.